Each of us begin our life's journey within the wombs of our mother. The umbilical cord is cut, and we begin a journey of isolated existence. But is it really isolated? This leads us to breadcrumb number one. Don't believe your lying eyes. Yeah, I know. They cut the umbilical cord. We are physically separate, and we're not physically attached to anyone or anything for the rest of our lives. But does that really mean we're separate? Well, let us look at the journey. And as I give this overview, look at your own journey and put your comments in the notes if something I say doesn't resonate as true. I want to hear about it. But even though our physical bodies are detached from our mothers at birth, as babies, we require constant care from a whole web of individuals who always seems to show up when the diaper is wet, when we're hungry, when we're cranky, when we can't sleep, when we can't find a way to entertain ourselves. The same set of faces show up, and we get to know who they are pretty quick. Yeah. This web of helpers who always seems to take care of us when we need it. Yeah. That becomes an external that we more popularly called families. And then as we move along from infancy into our toddler stage and we're up and about and going around and we can touch things and you got to move all the sockets higher or whatever, plug everything up because we're getting into it all. When we're toddlers, we start getting exposed to a broader net of social conditioning, who these roles are, who is family, who is friends, mom and dad, brothers and sisters, cousins, relationships, strangers, can't talk to them, don't run across the street. All these things we start learning as toddlers in that 2 to 5 range, right? But once again, they're all provided by this web of family and friends who support us. We are unable to raise ourselves. We're unable to function independently of this group. Even though we are out of the womb, we are within the loving embrace of a web of support. By the time our toddler age ends, now we're 5 and we're getting ready to go to school. We launch into another stage of life where the web of support is expanding. And now we enter the educational phase. Usually in the United States, baseline, this is between 5 and 6 and like 18. And during this phase, once again, necessary for us to receive an abundance of support, whether it's the academic instruction from our teachers and our tutors and our guides, where we also learn what relationships are like, friends, classmates, social norms outside of the context of that intimate web, the family. But once again, it's just a broader web and more expanded web, but it's a safe zone because it's an environment where we are allowed to lay the foundations, come into our physical maturity, come into our emotional maturity, learn social norms. You learn all those rules during this 5 to 18, 5 to 22 range. All the foundation to get us prepared to be fully functioning adults. This is where the myth really gets good because we are convinced society expects us now to function independently. We've gotten our education. We have some idea of what we'd like to start doing with our lives, and we embark on our pursuit in the United States of our American dream. But the thing about it is, are we really independent? Because even as we get out in the marketplace, we finish our education, we finish tooling up, and now we have some skills that we can offer to the world. Does that allow us to function independently even at this stage? No. What we are doing as we get out there, as we leave the educational phase and go into the start of our careers, is we're taking all those skills that were developed through the contributions of all our teachers and our mentors and our family and our advisors, all that network web of support. Yeah, we're taking those skills and we are offering them into the marketplace for the best price we can get so that we can earn the money to then turn around and buy all the things that we don't produce that we need in order to live our daily lives. So this is what happens in adulthood. At no point in that process do we function independently. Yeah, that we're able to obtain by our individual efforts, but certainly not in isolation. And that leads us to a reality that is so anti American. And I'm a patriotic American, but it is so anti American that I just want you to brace yourself. Breadcrumb number 2. Humanity is a dependent variable. A dependent variable is a phenomena, humanity, that relies on how some independent variables that cannot be affected by the dependent variable. The dependent variable relies on those independent variables in order to function. And that is us, even as a functional adult. All the people who produce the food we eat, we rely on them. Yes, we buy it, but it doesn't matter that we buy it if one of those people do something wrong. We get the net effect, buy it or not. And so humanity is a dependent variable. And it's important that we start seeping in on that because the virtues that define us as Americans have convinced us that it's not true. Freedom, independence, the pursuit of your own happiness, self-interest, and competition to compete in order to provide for yourself and your family against everyone else. All of those things are dividing forces that pit us against each other, that encourage us not to think in terms of our mutual contributions. Well, that makes sense if we really don't need each other, or if the only people we need is our friends and family and people who look like us. If that was the case, then those virtues make sense. The problem is that is not how we live. And that's what this episode is all about. So yeah, even as fully functioning adults, we survive every day based on the contributions of many people we will never know and many creatures and phenomena we do not control. You've reached the end of episode 44. Life is never leaving the womb. The YouTube cut. If you've enjoyed this excerpt, please consider joining the Breadcrumbs community as a monthly contributing member. The cost is only $10 a month, and for your membership, you get $20 worth of free gifts. You get access to the full video episodes for Breadcrumbs. You also get access to the research I rely on to develop these breadcrumbs that you've come to enjoy so much. So, click the link below, join the Breadcrumbs community, and see the rest of the episode. You take care, and I'll see you next time in the conversation.